Well, all right. Welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass podcast with Kevin and Chuck. So, today we're doing a live episode with a video. Now, what I'm thinking is, I've been watching on the Facebook, and they have these Facebook live posts that you can do that are like real time live.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look into that, and I'm like, well, how does that work out? How the hell do we do that? And turns out you have to be invited by Facebook. So if they think you're cool, then you can do these live posts.
Okay.
Well, obviously we're not cool, so I thought we nip it in the bud. We make our own video, do our own podcast live, and then we'll throw the video up on the Facebook, and it'll be live every time I hit
I like
play.
how you're calling it the Facebook, like you're not an old man.
Well, I think this is how we bring it to light that we are old men.
We're on the Facebook,
On the Facebook,
on the MySpace,
the Twitter, we're googly in things. Nice. So we thought today we'd sit down, have some beers, talk about ourselves, talk about guns, talk about politics, talk about all the things that we're not allowed to talk about, or we offend the whole world. So yeah, Kevin, got anything? Come on, give me some kind of starting point here.
Yeah, well, I heard Bernie Sanders is still running. What's up with this? Still in the running, huh?
Well,
Jump with the Bernie Sanders.
anybody that can irritate Hillary just a little bit more, I feel good about.
Do you like him?
A little bit more, something in her craw.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So I don't know. You got to have some kind of topic here. It can't just be beer. I mean, I like beer. I
Beer.
make beer.
Lagunitas, man. That's what we're drinking tonight. It's good stuff.
Lagunitas. No cigars. No fun. No nothing.
Mhm.
All right. So I don't know. Today I've been getting into all kinds of trouble with the whole gun thing. We just had this big shooting in Orlando,
Yeah.
and everybody's all up in arms about that. So I was over visiting the mother-in-law, and she's like, well, first let me premise this, because let me back up. So first I got into trouble earlier this week. I know I had made some mention to you. One of my friends sent around some kind of post about, from MoveOn.org, your favorite George Soros funded not-for-profit, and they were saying, oh, we need to ban all assault weapons.
Uh-huh.
So me, like an idiot, yes, I step in it, and
You jumped right in that,
I
didn't
jumped right in like a complete moron. So, and of course, it's like in the morning, and I see this, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's before I'm going to work. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to put something up there, and I just grab any stupid post I can find out of my pictures. I see something about George Washington and some quote about, people to have a defense even from their own government, whatever. Well, it turns out George never said it, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
and I
no,
step
you
in
should have
it.
known that, man.
So, but I also mentioned, well, there's, and I list, Ottoman Turkish Empire, China, Red China, the not Chinese nationalists, the USSR, the Nazi Party, Guatemala, Cambodia, all these countries that have had genocide after taking away gun rights of the private citizens. So then I, get smacked down for my stupid George Washington quote. I'm the idiot. I take the shame. And no mention of the whole genocide of, I think it was 25 million people. And so I'm like, well, all right, I'll take the hit on that one. And I say, touche, you're right. And then I come back with, but no mention on the genocide.
Oh, you got back into it.
I got back
I didn't
into
hear
it.
about that.
And so then, luckily, I got saved because somebody goes out and puts on there, well, there's never been an instance of private citizens standing up to their government and being successful.
What?
And that's what I said. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. And I was like, I think I remember something in 1775. Didn't private citizens with guns stand up to their own government? I think that did happen.
It happened in Haiti. It happened in Mexico. It happened in a lot of places.
And then all of a sudden
Cuba.
there was just crickets, and nobody. That was the end of the post, and nothing after that.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I was able to bow out gracefully. Now, they may have all bowed out before I even entered.
They forgot they were even having a conversation.
They weren't even there, but at least I went out on a high in my own mind. And that's how Facebook.
So what happened with the mother-in-law?
So then, I'm worked up about this all week, and so the mother-in-law and I are talking, and she's like, yeah, all these assault weapons, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me stop you right there. I said, one, what the hell is an assault weapon? Nobody knows. They're all just this. Well, isn't that what the AR and, AR-15 means? Assault rifle? And I'm like, no, It doesn't mean assault rifle. It means Armalite rifle. And she's like, oh, okay. But yeah, it's the fully automatic that I'm worried about. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
like,
we'll straighten that out then. Let's
said,
make
no
law
problem.
about that.
So, all right. I said, do you know that private citizens really can't even own a fully automatic weapon, but corporations can? And you can make a corporation and buy one, but it's not really something that's relevant to anybody. It's a big deal to get full auto, and you're not getting it in New York. So I'm like, you don't even need to worry about that. Those are already banned. It doesn't happen. I said, obviously there's exceptions, and it can be done. You can get one. You can whatever. So anyway, we talk about that. Then she's like, yeah, but I'm not really concerned about that. It's these high-capacity magazines. And, it's one of these never-ending.
Right.
And so I'm like, yeah, well, I said, in New York, we cut it down. We made a law that it was only going to be 7 round, 7 bullets that you could carry in your gun, and that was going to nip it in the bud. And that was from 10 rounds that we were doing in New York.
Right.
But then mysteriously, they cut it down to 7, but 7 became, they said it was against the Constitution, and they couldn't limit you to 7, so they went back to 10. And I'm not sure how that works.
I feel like I've read through the Constitution a few times, and I don't remember any numbers. That 10's okay, 7's not okay.
Yeah, well, that 10 is golden. They were all right.
That's all right with the
turns
Constitution,
out, according to the New York State Supreme Court. But so that was a little, concerning. She's like, well, I feel a little better with that we tell them they can only, do 10 rounds. And we all have dreams.
Right.
And then, I always, give out too much information. I said, well, really, anybody can go to a gun show and buy any parts they want. It's just illegal to put them together. Because I had explained that the definitions vary from state to state, and then in New York, pretty much if you paint it black, it's an assault weapon. I mentioned about the pistol grip, the long stock, the anything you have that might make it scary and
I think I have
intimidating.
pink spray paint in my house. Like we could clear this up.
Clear it up.
We could clear this up quick.
And well, I was like, your granddaughter goes out and shoots the assault weapons with me all the time, right? And yeah, no, she wasn't down for that.
She wasn't happy about that?
She didn't say anything. She likes to keep it to herself, but
She
we
just
all know that
silently
there was some
judges you.
silent judging. And then the whole rest of the day, she's like, well, I'm really upset by this information about assault weapons. It's makes me nervous that anybody can go to a gun show and put together anything, and it's just bad. And the problem was, and then she's like, well, how come nobody talks about these facts? And I'm like, oh my God, we're screaming it from everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I always see that Wayne LaPierre guy on TV, and he never says anything. And I'm always hearing him all the time.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
He's president of the NRA.
Oh.
You thought it was Charlton Heston, but
I thought they were just going to keep digging him back up and putting them out there.
All right. So that was my rough morning.
No. Yeah, I had a rough weekend. Last weekend, my daughter brought a boyfriend home.
Danger.
Yeah. And I accidentally poisoned him.
That happens sometimes.
I mean, everybody ate the same food. He's just a little bit more delicate, I guess, and he's allergic to butter. Who knew that was a thing?
Did he tell you this?
He wrecked my bathroom. He was in there 45 minutes crying. I'm good, thank you.
What? Beers? No, we're good. Thank you. You're very kind.
And so she was a vegetarian, but she quit.
But you put some bad things in her plate? And...
Well, she quit being a vegetarian. I guess with her boyfriend's delicate disposition, vegetables are off the table somehow.
Well, if you don't have butter, why even eat vegetables, you know?
I don't know, man. You can fry them in bacon grease, but
all right.
Who knows?
I did see on, what is it, on The Simpsons, they say fat is the vessel in which flavor travels. And I'm like, that's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was rendering bacon fat for making Brussels sprouts the other day. That's the way to do it. But if you cook the bacon down, then set the bacon aside, and then cook your vegetables in the grease, then you get like a nice bacony flavor through all your lettuce and things.
Right.
And then you don't have to feel like you're eating vegetables. So that's how I've been doing it.
I always find, you put lard on something, you're pretty much good to go. Yeah. I don't know. So what else this week? What's the new and exciting?
I've been doing a lot of work at the house, getting things ready for spring, getting all the vegetables ready. I paid one of my friends' kids to come over for a day.
They did weeding?
Out in the hot sun to weed the
I
garden.
Like it.
Cost me $40, and I just sat inside and watched through the window.
And you were like, work is happening.
Drinking nice cold beer while she was out there sweating and pulling weeds.
Excellent.
And she was happy.
No, she's happy. Well, I love $40.
She's saving up money to go see Hamilton. You know about Hamilton, the Broadway show?
Hamilton, I've heard
There's
stories.
A show, and I was asking her things about the Federalist Papers and stuff. She knew about it. I was shocked.
Now you're just messing with her.
I was shocked. She was a 13-year-old girl and was telling me all about the Federalist Papers and Alexander Hamilton. And I haven't seen the show. I listened to a few of the songs from it, but honestly, doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Nope, doesn't.
Get people paying attention to history.
I like that. Now, it's summer. We're starting to move along here in the summer, and so I asked the kids. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? What's the vacation you want to? I said, do you want to go down to Jersey, go to the shore, do fun stuff there? Do you want to go learn how to water ski on the river? I said, what's the plan? You want to go camping for a week? Does that sound fun? And I said, how about we pack up, go to Monticello.
And what do they say?
And check it out. And they were like, yeah. We might be into water skiing.
Yeah, no. I was down at Monticello last year, and it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
His garden was not as good as my garden, to be honest with you.
No, I don't.
He did make wine and beer there, though, so I don't make wine and beer at my house.
But isn't there sprawling acres of cut grass or something?
Yeah?
You have that at your house?
Sprawling acres of cut grass. Yeah, they have that there.
All right.
But, I didn't realize, though, until I went there, that's what's on the back of the nickel, is Monticello.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You knew that.
Touche.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I think that I had never really looked at it and thought it was the Capitol building, but when you look at it closely, you can see it's not the Capitol.
It's not the Capitol.
No.
So really, the Capitol is just a cheap knockoff of Monticello is what we're getting at.
I think it's vice versa.
Vice versa?
Yeah, I think Monticello was around first.
Cheap knockoff of Capitol, says Marcia, my lovely wife. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But Hamilton is supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, well, the word on the street is I actually found it and played it. I put the Hamilton Pandora station on.
You put the Hamilton
Pandora on for her while she was weeding, and I listened to a little bit of it, and it's like hip hop, rap, and
It's supposed
and stuff
to be
like
a
that,
lot
but
of
it's
rap. It was all over the Tony Awards. I didn't watch it,
Yeah.
but I have a worker
There's a rap
who's all
battle
into theater.
between
Yeah,
Jefferson and Hamilton in it.
it's
now-
supposed to be fantastic.
Hamilton
Fantastic.
actually is made to
And-
look like the good guy, and Jefferson the bad guy in
Oh
this. I don't know that I've ever felt that way.
no, I haven't
They're
felt
saying
that
the
way.
thing that knocked him out of becoming president was
Well, he wasn't
Having-
born in the United States, right?
a lot of them.
Yeah, but they were different. Yeah, no, they're not.
I don't think that
None of
came
them.
till later.
Yeah,
Washington was born in the United States. Jefferson was. Adams was.
Adams was
The
Are you
dad?
Sure?
I think so. Yeah, John Adams.
I thought one of them was not. No, they all were.
I think
Alright.
they were.
There
I think
was
they
a
all
lot
were.
of founding fathers that were not born in
Right.
America.
yeah,
Right.
but he was
Hamilton
Hamilton,
was
was
born
from the
in-
islands, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The Caribbean. I don't remember where
Caribbean. He was some
specifically.
kind of writer.
Yeah.
Is that's what
They're
your mom's
saying
after?
that-
Because I have that.
What?
No, I'm distracted. Hamilton, the audiobook or whatever.
She wants the audiobook,
I
but
have
she
it.
wance to go. She was fascinated by the musical too, and they're saying that he had openly admitted to having an affair,
Yeah.
and that's what knocked him out of.
Oh,
public
come on. They
opinion.
all had affairs.
But they didn't openly admit it.
Mm.
hmm
Yeah,
Jackson
they all-
Jackson was married to somebody that was already married.
No, was
Yeah. He married some lady, and it turns out she was married already.
See, we all have dreams.
That's awesome.
That was actually what Quincy Adams tried to use that to disqualify him as president, but
Turns out
it didn't work.
didn't work.
Jefferson had a ton of affairs, but they were all with what? His
With black
slaves?
black girls.
Well, he might have good taste, but
hmm
they were still his slaves, which is a bizarre
Yeah, I mean, there's a strange little. I mean,
power play thing
hey,
there.
yeah, who
And
what's
bug
wrong with that?
spray.
Bug spray.
the blacker the
Natural.
berry, the
That's
sweeter the
beauty of
juice.
your
Natural
out in
bug
the-
spray.
Oh,
That the
natural.
kind that doesn't work.
It actually works really good.
It works. So, anyway, so all right, we've covered politics now. We've
Ooh,
covered
that's-
gun control.
Yeah, it's very smelly.
hmm
But Monticello is really underwhelming. You got me that book.
It was
there.
it was a
Yeah.
bit underwhelming. I mean, it was just because his garden was all along the mountaintop, and they had a specific thing, I guess the Gardener Society of Virginia took care of making sure all the same flowers were there, and so it was very bizarrely done where it was a big lawn and then there were just squares cut out with this type of flower,
Oh.
and it was just a very weird way to do a garden.
Oh, that seems wrong. Because
Yeah.
in that book, it's saying he had like a walkway, and it was supposed
It
to be
was
like
a circle,
an edge,
and yeah,
Yeah,
like a
it-
wandering
that
path.
doesn't happen.
yeah, no. Well, there is the wandering path, but it wanders around a lawn, and then there's a
There's squares.
rectangle with these flowers, and then you walk further along the lawn, and then there's another rectangle. So it's
Now, how come
he
whenever
does
I,
the vegetables all around the outside, and they have a little tinsmith thing, and how they stored the potatoes and the wine and the beer and all that stuff. You had underground cellars that you can check out, and that's all interesting. But the gardens themselves are not that impressive.
very peculiar.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time in France, and so he's very obsessed with making wine. And apparently, it
wanna try
didn't work for him.
making
He
wine.
was never able to make good wine. But
Ethan
I
tried
got
to
some
make
wine from
cider.
there when I was down there, and apparently in the past 200 years they perfected it.
Yeah, or
It was pretty good.
aged
It was
well,
pretty good, yeah.
something. All right, now Ethan, has make some cider and
Yeah, just a basic homebrew kit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like I got like a $30 kit off Amazon, and I guess it wasn't like apple season, so
Yeah.
we went and tracked down an orchard, and they had some cider there, but non-alcoholic, just the normal apple cider, and so I brought that home and just put it in the glass gallon thing, and as you do.
And you
to
just
make
let
the
it
cider.
sit until
Well,
it started rotting.
Yeah, basically, it's like you just let it rot in there. But yeah, no, I didn't do any crazy thing with it.
Mhm.
We added honey to it later.
Yeah.
So
How
I
was
guess
it?
it's already. It wasn't, as far as ciders go, it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also didn't do much to it. I just
You made it
took the
yourself
cider and
though,
threw it
so
in.
that's something
did
special
make it
about
myself,
it.
yeah. But it wasn't a home run. Nobody liked it, so
Yeah.
That's true.
Including me,
I can
so.
vouch for not liking
Well, I've
it.
got an apple tree that keeps making these like lumpy, cancerous-looking apples.
Because you're supposed to spray a lot of stuff on
It turns out
apples.
if you don't
I
poison
try
your
really
tree-
hard not to use the sprays. Is that
So do we. But
necessary?
So we bought some kind of disease-free apple trees.
The Liberty apple.
Liberty apples.
Mm-hmm.
They're disease-resistant. You don't get any diseases. These things are all scabby. They're all nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
they taste all right.
They taste
But,
fine, but whoever told you they were disease-resistant was lying.
Do you mulch around them with anything?
Garlic.
Garlic?
is all
Yeah.
that's around
We
them.
grow garlic around it, otherwise
Keep the deer
eat it.
away.
Yeah, I've been keeping cedar mulch around my
Right. to
whole
keep the
garden,
critters
and
from crawling
then
up.
certain kind of herbs and things like that to keep the pests out around the outside of that.
Does
So-
that
so
make
far-
the soil acidy?
What, the cedar?
Yeah.
Well, the vegetables are in their own boxes separated, From the
Oh,
mulch.
Yeah.
so the boxes go down further than the mulch does.
Because I didn't realize they said if you grow stuff where cedar trees were, even the roots
In the
emit
yard.
certain stuff that are very
Yeah,
poisonous to other
cedar's
things.
not good for
We've
for
been
apple
cutting
trees.
cedar all over our yard, yeah, everywhere. But they're still cedar trees. So
Yeah, well,
We
this
keep
was all
fighting
cedar
and-
I think when this land was cleared initially 15 years ago, I think it was mostly
I've taken
cedar
out
and bushes.
about 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been ugly.
I know you've got quite a few still over here, right? By the driveway, you've got quite a few cedar trees.
They make those alien babies.
Alien babies.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, when they go to seed at the end of the year or whatever.
It looks like an orange spike ball.
Yeah, you know those like little disgusting balls the kids have that they
they
throw around the
squeeze and
house
they
that
Yeah.
are
pop
orange.
open.
Mhm.
They're like that. So imagine 2 or 3 inch diameter. Too many beers. 2-inch diameter, and they're just like this horrible orange gel that gets under your shirt and is disgusting and whatever. Start looking.
Why
in
do
the
I
trees.
not know about this?
Look in the cedar
couldn't
trees
believe it. I
the
was
wrong
like,
time of
there's
year,
some
and you're
kind
gonna
of
be
weird
like, "There's a
fungus
weird
in the trees."
something growth,"
I'm like, there's aliens.
and
in the
that's how they
trees.
make babies.
No.
It's disgusting. That's where babies come
That's
from.
where babies come from. Ooh. It sounds worse than people babies.
Ah, dude, they're gross. You don't
Uh,
want to be a baby cedar tree. 'Cause,
Yeah, my
ugh.
parents never did that.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah, so I've got
Maybe we should take a family trip to go see Hamilton.
Hamilton.
yeah. Well, I know this girl
You're-
was very
you're going
happy
a
for his
long
$40. Those tickets
stretch.
aren't cheap.
Yeah.
yeah, I think the tickets for that are pretty.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at about $200 a piece. It's not
Yeah, I
Come
don't
on,
think you
Chuck.
should suggest that.
Come on, Chuck.
Anything on Broadway is pretty insane.
Yeah,
I
and
will
I think
work.
those are actually not expensive for
Oh,
Broadway tickets,
comparison.
but it's still
dude, Spider-Man was it. And now
Spider-Man
that
was
that didn't pan out,
$380 when I was looking at those seats.
and it didn't even work out.
'Cause
It
people
lasted
died.
for like 3 months. Sure, a few people died. That's the price to pay for fame.
Well, I mean, isn't that the reason? That's the only reason I would pay that much to go
Yeah,
see it.
ticket
Like,
prices
if there's
probably doubled
potential that
after
somebody will die,
It started dying.
yeah. I mean, if
Yeah.
somebody might die, then it's worth the show.
Because they had to have more insurance. 380.
Yeah, no, and those weren't good seats. So I don't know. But I mean, I'm not a really big Broadway person, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention to that stuff.
No, you're not a
went
big
to- It's a good
musical
trip.
fan.
We went
No.
to
I mean, I walk
Proctor's
around with
off
jazz
Broadway.
hands all the time, you know?
do the jazz hands.
I'm like, hey, jazz hands.
That's how you fall in New Orleans.
With jazz hands.
You fell with jazz hands?
No, all the signs had the fingers sprayed out. It was like, oh, wet floor.
Jazz hands.
In New Orleans. And we
Caution,
thought,
slippery
oh,
when
it
wet.
was-
Jazz hands.
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
one weird one, but it was like 5 of the signs. Wet floor, jazz hands.
That always sounds right. So did I tell you at the hell of the week where everybody's been bitter and angry? I had I go into this customer we go in. We're doing the a repair on his washing machine. I come out. I look at my van. I'm like, what the hell? The dude had his trailer hitched down, or his tailgate on his pickup, backed right through my door on my work van.
Oh, that's
He didn't
nice.
just back up a little bit. He ripped a hole in it.
A big
Yeah.
hole. So yeah, I'm not a happy guy.
You didn't
But then
tell
he
me about
drove
that
away.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's gone, and I had to go over, and I'm like, dude, you backed into my door. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you I didn't want to bother you while you were working.
Yeah.
And dude, but he's all like, oh, dude, I didn't tell you because I'm drunk, and and so he
Had to
started
get
talking like
away.
it's a wonderful life or something,
Uh-huh.
and it was bad. And yeah, no, he's like, I have to go home to my house though, but you can call me and we'll work it out.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, yeah, thanks, because it was like a rental property,
Mhm.
and it's one thing if you like, I know how you could pull in behind somebody, and they know their driveway, they don't expect you to be there, and they back out.
Right.
But this is a rental property. He showed up after me. He
Mhm.
came in and parked,
Uh,
and then goes to turn around and just, oh, well, I
Was
forgot
it-
my tailgate was down.
yeah, but tailgate only adds a foot or two.
Yeah, no. Hey, dude, he plowed it. So,
Yeah, no, if that tailgate was up, he still would have hit it if he was going that fast to put a hole in it.
yeah, exactly. Nah, he was sauced and he was angry. But, you know, whatever, to each his own. What else? What do you got?
Let's see, so I got the, been painting all week. Painting the house, inside and outside. The old lady's been cracking the whip. Bought a new couch, all sorts of crazy stuff. Spending crazy amounts of money.
Thank God the ceiling is painted.
Yeah, the ceiling is painted. So if anyone's coming over, feel free to take a look. Because the ceiling in the house
Oh,
is
it
all,
does.
it's all
Giant
white.
moth.
So, I mean, if you're,
Sorry. Kevin likes
You know.
moths. So,
where was that?
he's still
It's
there.
right above your head.
He's hovering.
Oh, he's just hanging out?
Right here on the side now.
Alright,
Whatever.
got him.
All right.
So
No.
now we have to come in and rant how
Oh,
beautiful it is.
Kevin,
no,
your
I don't
ceiling.
Yeah,
think
no,
we
you have to
can.
talk
We
about
have to pretend it was
Yeah.
awesome all along.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what she wants us to do.
Well, it was white before, and now it's white.
Oh.
So, that's the difference. That's what you're not getting.
Oh, I like what you've done with the place.
So where are you putting all these people?
Kicking the kids out.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so they're taking the kids' bedrooms. My boy's gonna sleep out in the
Tent?
or in the basement someplace.
Now, didn't you build some kind of hunting fort for the boy? Something?
Yeah, he was complaining like years he wanted this tree fort, and then I finished it up, and he's never been in there. He went in there one time, is like, okay, and then left. That was it.
No.
So I get
but
nothing.
You found some kind of camouflage plywood.
Yeah, no,
is
it
that
was like an $800 project,
Oh, yeah.
and it's still not done. I mean, as far as I have to do put a door in and all sorts of stuff. It has windows, it has all sorts of stuff, but
No.
not good enough.
Ethan might want to
Not
move
good
in.
enough.
I don't know.
Ethan, you're welcome. There's no electricity, but you got everything else.
He's willing to set up a solar systems.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that.
That would be pretty awesome.
Can I put my
Thinking-
compost toilet in there?
He wants a composting
Oh,
toilet in
absolutely,
the corner.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's designed for
Nice.
one
How
of
can
those.
it be that expensive for a compost toilet though?
It's $1,000, right?
Yeah.
$1,000.
That's
what-
for the fancy ones.
And what does it do? I mean, what does it do? Why,
And
then
why
what is
can't
a
you just throw
fancy
your
compost
shit out
toilet?
in the?
It plugs in.
Oh.
It's like you got a whole setup where I think it breaks things down quicker.
Okay.
I think
and then
that I
also
can.
has a fan that like vents it out.
I think that I could
circulate.
do something. I think that I can hook you up. We can just run the plumbing out into a hole in the ground. I can save you about $800 like this.
And we could call it a septic tank?
No, I mean we'll just dig a hole and then it'll be composting in the hole, and it'll be a compost toilet.
There's a book called The Humanure.
Yeah.
Your manure.
But I think the compost toilet gently warms everything to remove the moisture.
Oh yeah.
And then it's supposed to reduce it to like powdery.
So it
Ooh,
toasts your
so-
shit.
Yes.
Warm poos. That's nice.
All right. Gently warms.
Gently.
Mhm.
And you spray a little poopery on there and you're in, or
I
no?
don't think you're
You don't
supposed
add
to do
chemicals?
anything.
All right.
No. And what do you do once it's composted? What happens then?
Ethan, you have some
You have to
insight?
empty it, but only like once a year.
And you could just put it in your garden,
Once
or
a
like.
year?
Yeah.
Do they know how much people
Well,
poop?
what happens is your poop is basically moisture. It's like all moisture. So
Right.
eventually it all just breaks down almost to completely nothing. But for it to break down completely, it takes about a year. And after the year, then it can be brought back into the soil and earth. So some people have like their own compost heaps that they keep in their yard, and so you can
And
do
you
it that
just
way.
put your shit in a pile someplace on the
Pretty much,
property,
and
and
it breaks down. Or I've also
It's
seen
already
like
partially broken
like
down. It's
tubes.
supposed to be odor free.
Like they'll put it in tubes and it'll break down into tubes, kind of a thing. Like almost like those little sprayers. You know what I mean? Like the pump spray.
Yeah, I
things.
know what you're talking
Almost
about.
like tubes like that, kind of
Uh-huh.
a thing where you keep it in there and then after a year or whatever it breaks down. So there's that, but I've
Kinda
also
store
seen
your own poop.
a guy kind of makes his own septic tank where
Yeah.
like he digs a hole and then
Let
puts
me
cement
ask you
in
this:
there,
could
so-
I poop in like Ziploc bags and bring it over to your house, and then leave the poos there in the toilet, and then get it back like a year later, and use it for gardening, like flowers? I'm not talking about my vegetables, but like,
Yeah, I mean they say that you could use it for like
so I could bring my
Vegetable
poos.
gardening,
I
but
like,
I
because
would
I eat
try-
a lot of vegetables. I feel like,
It's
They do
organic.
yeah, it's
their
organic.
own,
It's not like,
circle of
it's
life.
not like McDonald's fries in there. It's it's lettuce and broccoli and stuff.
I mean every time you poop you're supposed to put in wood
Some
shavings.
enzymes.
wood shavings,
Oh, wood shavings.
Sawdust.
coffee grinds supposedly help with breaking
Now, I
things
had
down
I had
and
a
smell.
friend that had to give a stool sample for a doctor,
Nice.
and he didn't eat anything but corn and peanuts for a week to do this. So if I was gonna bring poos, I'd have to change my diet over
the
entirely.
corn or do you
Well, I
chew
mean,
the
it's-
peanuts? Or...
It's your discretion, I mean,
now,
chew,
when I was
chew it how you
younger,
feel like you need to chew it.
when I was younger at the poo plant.
See, that's the natural bug spray.
the poo plants. Yeah, I did just.
I need like
Did you miss a spot?
chemicals
I only
that-
put it
Oh,
here
you have
and
to
I'm
spray it
not,
everywhere.
and I'm not getting bit at all.
I sprayed each arm, and I don't know. Anyway, so
Oh.
the poo. No, I can't tell that
Yes,
story.
you
It's too
should
bad.
tell that
Yeah.
story.
So back at the poo plants out in New Paltz, I think it was New Paltz. Anyway, one of the poo plants. So big piece of poo comes in. There's a piece of corn in it, and there was this guy Tommy used to work there, and they were like, I'll give you $5 if you eat it.
the corn.
All day he ate it. He ate the piece of corn out of somebody's poo, and he was sick for like a week.
For $5?
Yeah, he did.
Because $5, even 10 years ago, $5 isn't a lot of money.
Oh, it was probably 20 years ago.
$5 still wasn't that much.
No, no, but we all had a good time. So,
Everyone except for him.
well, I think
Except
he was
for
happy
Tommy.
to get the $5. I don't know. It's bad.
I know somebody that ate a cockroach for $50, a live one that he grabbed off the floor.
We saw that on TV.
Oh yeah, was it a guy named Cheney with a
No.
big long beard?
No.
It wasn't the same guy then. Apparently, there's two people that eat cockroach for $50.
He was like, "Well, they bet me. I had to eat it." So.
Yeah.
And it was one of those bets where I don't actually have the $50 right now,
Oh,
and he still went for it.
Oh.
I don't know that he ever
I
got
don't
paid,
think he
but
got $50. What was it, 5 or 10?
It was a bet, though.
Yeah, he bet, and she's like, the wife is like, "Don't eat it." It was on that Chip and Joanna, that
Yeah.
home improvement
Some fixer show. With
fixer upper.
oh, I don't know
fixer
about this.
upper. I don't know. They
You should watch it. He's pretty entertaining.
the husband and wife. they're
Is it
pretty
a
cool.
kind of Asian looking lady?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen that show. Yeah.
He's crazy.
And they have
though.
the farm, like they go out to their farm.
I know that
But
every
he
episode
grabs
I've
the
ever
cockroach,
seen.
and he's like this, and the guy's like, "I'll pay you $5 if you eat it." He's like, "Done."
He didn't think twice.
I've seen
And then
that.
his wife's like, "Why would you?" And he's like, "He bet me. I had to."
He double dog dared me.
Shit. No, but what are you saying? What am I missing?
Every time you saw.
Every
that
time
show-
I see the show, about 20 minutes into it, there's an emergency. Oh, we didn't see this coming. Or we're gonna lose our ass on this house. We didn't see this. Oh, this floor's all rotten. Didn't know.
There's bees.
Bees. Yeah, I remember the bees. I saw that one. Aren't they in Texas though?
They're in Texas. Waco.
That's the place to be flipping houses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
They
me and
have
Coda are
that
gonna flip houses.
in Waco, and they have this other one where they pick up the whole house
Yeah, and they move it.
Oh yeah.
and then they fix it up somewhere else, and then people buy it and move it.
To
where-
their foundation,
They
wherever
buy
they want
it
to be.
while it's on your trailer frame,
Uh
and they're like, "Yeah, I want that. Put that over here."
huh. So you've got
There you go.
you're building a tiny house. How's that going?
No, it's
Oh,
a
me?
house.
No, he means our tiny house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're building Ethan a tiny house. We're $300 in. Got a floor.
Got a floor in.
Got a
Is
floor.
that where the composting
Well, no,
toilet's
no,
going?
we're $1,300 in. We have a trailer
Oh, the
And we
trailer
have a
and the
floor.
and a floor.
and a floor.
But you can move the floor around. Like you
drive
can
it
take
around wherever we
you
want
can
to
take
go.
it up to
Sometimes
the
I
movie
just want to
theater.
go out and break dance.
Uh
You know, I start watching those old Marky Mark videos.
huh. You can take it up to the mall and break
Take
dance.
it up to the mall, and you know, with the OSB, they have that nice smooth waxy top to them,
Mm-hmm.
so I can really, you know, spin,
You can spin
bust a
out
move. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
do
can bring some cardboard out too and lay some
pretty.
cardboard out.
Oh, that's the old
Mhm.
school trick
Yeah.
right there. You lay the cardboard down, and it's my jam. You know?
Yeah. So that's where
No.
the composting toilet's going, huh?
Yes.
Somewhere in there.
I see.
Now we did consider calling it a composting toilet and having a 5-gallon bucket with a bag of peat moss. You poop, you throw some peat moss, call it good.
Drill a hole in the bottom so the liquids can
The
settle
liquids.
out, and then that'll
Yeah,
that'll
but
replace the
who's
gently
gonna
warming
live-
situation.
Who's
You know.
gonna live in this house though? When you smell warm poos dripping out the bottom all day long.
Yeah. No, I mean
That's
that is a negative on this whole composting toilet. You say
Apparently
it
there's no
warms it
smells.
and there's a
No
fan,
No
smells.
smell.
No smells.
so it blows.
Even with the
warm
ones
shit.
without the fancy vent and fan and stuff, no smells.
No smells.
I'm
You
not
say
buying
no
this.
smell.
I'm not
Have
buying
they
this one
seen
bit.
you poo?
Yeah.
Have they seen
There's
me
another
poo?
one that burns it up quicker.
Ooh.
Incinelet.
So you guys have been doing like a lot of toilet.
Well,
Investigation,
Ethan's
huh?
been doing a lot of toilet research.
Well, I'd like to think I've been doing toilet investigation all my life, but it's only now starting to pay off.
All right. Yeah,
It's battery.
yeah, I've had some bad toilet experiences over the past week or so. First
past
that
week?
kid,
does
that
that
kid,
happen?
first poisoning
I
the
thought that's
boyfriend,
a while ago, right?
All right.
and then I had some Thai food. That was a situation because it burns in and out. And then I went off coffee,
oh,
and for the first time in my life, it was like
I thought
in a
coffee
long
was
time,
the reason
it was
that I
like
pooped.
solid turds like coming out instead of just blowing it up.
I thought-
And that's a whole different experience in my life. I don't know anything about this.
I thought coffee was the reason I pooped. That isn't it? No.
I thought
Apparently,
that's-
I poop just fine without coffee, and the coffee is causes
Messing you
the
up?
problems.
I thought that's the mug. It says, "Don't talk to me. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Okay, now." And then wait a second, I have to poop.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much. I do a lot of driving for work, so of course I get into this routine where I get in the car, get my coffee, drink it, and then about 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm in the middle of no place, that's when it hits every day.
Always.
So I know all
So you
about
keep
the
a roll
local.
of toilet paper
Yeah, I
in the
know
car.
all about the local gas station. Before I get sidetracked,
All right.
I did find a place though where one of the places where I work there's a place where they store all these old cinder blocks.
So you're pooping there?
So it's
You
like
made a
I have a
little
choice
house?
of like 1,000
You made
toilets
a
I go back there.
cinder block house.
But I went into a store one day, and I'm not sure, but I feel like I was like sexually assaulted or whatever you would call that, because I knocked on the door and nobody answered, and when I opened the door, there was a guy just standing there with his dick out,
It was
and I
that
don't know.
movie
And
Choke.
he's like, "Oh," and so I don't know if like he just was standing there with his dick out and didn't hear me knock, or if he heard me knock was like, "All right, this is my chance."
I don't know if he was
Oh,
just
I-
like, like that. Now.
Yeah, he didn't cover anything right there up. He just, put his hand up.
Maybe
And I don't
he was
know-
gonna go,
Whoa, friend. Whoa.
Because I know that's a thing. I know that's a thing where
That
people
is
like
a
to
thing.
like to show people their junk. And I think he was probably disappointed that it was like some
You.
hairy guy instead of like, some 30-something
lady.
mother of 5,
Yeah.
But,
Oh.
I mean, it didn't really scare me or anything, but it just seemed a little bit strange,
Yeah.
All right. Think with that.
He didn't have anything impressive to show off either. I
No.
can tell you that.
Do we
I thought
wrap
there's
this up? Do we
another-
let these people get on with their day, or
We just got into the dick and poop stories. Really? You want to wrap it up
you want to
now?
keep digressing? All right.
I thought there's another
goes on.
bathroom that you don't like to go to because somebody.
Well, I just
taps
kind of
their
want another
foot.
beer. Is what's
I'll
happening.
get you a beer.
Yeah, I think that they.
Because
You
I'm
want?
Yeah.
beered out for
I
about
can get a beer.
half hour.
I'll get it.
Yeah, no,
All
we're
right. If
good.
there's more beer, we can keep going.
There is more beer. Ooh. I kicked the camera.
My mug isn't all frosty.
Yeah, it's all right. They've been in the fridge now long enough
It's okay.
to be cool.
Can you move up like just a hair? The chair?
Oh, this is like the changing things, mixing it up.
What's this cord here?
It's just that's.
I think
the
you're good right
computer.
there. It's just the light on your face.
You're not
Oh,
on it.
okay.
Yeah. Now we're in the light.
Well, you are in the light the entire time.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have good lighting right now.
All right, you know they can hear us, right?
Well, we can cut this up, right? Or we can not.
Or
And just
not.
leave
I
this
was just
nonsense
gonna be
talk in
live
there.
with nonsense.
It's all good.
Bring the nonsense to light.
Either way.
Let the people. Well, that's what really brought this all on. Is I was watching Tub Time with this guy Derek Weeda that I follow on the Facebook.
On
And,
the
I mean-
Facebook.
The Facebook, and he's fascinating. And I was like, well, shit. If I was sitting there drinking beer, I'd be fascinating. Now, I'm not sure this is actually true,
Well, I don't know that we've been fascinating tonight, but
but maybe.
you know what though? The difference is, he's got a bigger beard than neither of us. His beard is substantial. He needs to spend time in the tub to keep that conditioned and moistened. So,
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to go. Maybe had I gone to the tub, then.
yeah, he wears a bathing suit though, so it's kind of
Does
a
he?
cop out.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody was. I was reading the comments, and he's whatever talking to people, and so somebody's like, dude. How do I be like you? And he's an amputee. He's got no leg, and he's a pretty cool guy. And this guy's like, well, how do I
Thank
be
you.
like you? And he goes, well, you gotta cut your leg off. And I'm like, oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, you already took the caps off and everything.
Shouldn't mess around. Oh, I see how you over foamed it.
Yeah, it happens. You got to be careful with these guys.
And you guys really don't like Lagunitas? Lagunitas?
No, I like it.
Marsha told me it was a miss.
Yeah. No, I'm a
All right,
fan.
so we kept the cameras rolling. However, the fun did slow down a little bit.
Because I laughed.
Yeah, because you left.
I
Hmm.
knew it.
Now, Kevin is in the light.
We moved up. We adjusted the lighting.
We adjusted the
The
lighting. We're
volume's
ready
still
for
good.
round two.
We adjusted the camera after you were trying to kick
Camera.
the leg out.
I know I did
Facebook
try.
is going to regret the day they did not
They're
invite
gonna
us to
rue
do
it.
live feed. To do live feed.
I feel like that was the second time that I was abused sexually. The first time I was buying a dog, and this was probably about 10 years ago. It was the first dog I ever bought, and I was buying it from one of those pet stores, and it had like some crazy lady that saves animals there, and she said, now you have to remember 6 months from now you have to go get the dog fixed. And I said, why can't I do it now? She goes, well, here, I'll show you. And she takes my hand and she puts it on the dog's paws. And she goes, see, they're too small now to do the operation. You couldn't have done that. Like, I had to touch the dog's balls to know this? Like, that doesn't even seem like a necessary thing. But, yeah, no, and I felt like that somehow was some sort of sexual turn on for her.
That was the first time you were violated?
Yeah, that was the first time. And I feel like...
That's it? That's all you got?
I fingered my dog.
He wasn't in the Boy Scouts or anything, so he's got nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't in the Boy Scouts. I did
We
not
had our local
have
state senator or whatever that was with the Boy Scouts. And,
Scout leader Slippery Fist.
Yeah, it's not good.
I didn't know about him.
I won't mention any names if you're getting all weird on me. So. Now, did I tell you about my chicken fiasco this week?
No, what happened?
All right, so you probably can't see in the dark, but somewhere behind us is chicken coop number 2, as opposed to chicken coop number 1, which is on the far side of the yard. So I had 3 chickens, because it's a pain in the ass to mix them all together. They don't like each other. They don't get along.
Really?
So we had 3 from an old flock in one side of the yard, and I had 5 over here on the other side of the yard. Of course, I get my 5 finally laying. Everything's good. I'm getting my eggs. Then I get woken up about a week ago. Oh, there's a predator in the yard. Go figure it out. So I go out. Sure enough, coyotes off running, whatever. We fire a few shots, whatever. He doesn't come back. Because we didn't really see him. He was there. I don't know. So anyway, whatever. So I can see that he's digging under. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get these guys out, or I got to spend some time mending fences.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mend fences.
Well,
So
plus it's all rusted through.
it's just, yeah. I mean, it was going to take work. It was going to be several hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's during the week. So, all right. So I go, I grab 2 of them, or whatever, bring them over, get them in here. The third one doesn't want to go. It's a pain in my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, look, man, you got to go. Nothing.
He
Sure.
wouldn't listen to it.
He
Chicken
wouldn't listen.
wouldn't follow commands, huh?
Wouldn't follow commands. So,
Wait, you missed the part where that was the original one we moved over here,
Mm.
and we put it in the new coop, and it immediately runs out and attacks the 5 other ones that are there. And I'm
yeah, that's how he
thinking
decides to introduce
that-
himself. Let me be a complete dick and go peck you all. And then they're all like, wait a minute, we don't like you. And they all freaking gang up, and now that chicken, it was living in hell.
Was he in the he was the bottom then?
Yeah, then it was not fun for him.
No,
So then
ended up
she's
taking
like,
him out.
oh, I think I need to go back over there. So I start to feel bad, bring her back over there. Then I have more coyote trouble. And I'm like, no, they got to go. So that was the earlier part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 over here. Third one still I haven't gotten. And then mysteriously, coyote comes.
But wait, for
Wait,
days
there's more of
it
the story.
squawks over there like, I'm alone. Alone.
So the chicken's over there for
it
days.
keeps squawking for hours on end, and if you walk over there, it stops squawking. But if you walk away and you go in the house, it's like, ah, ah.
It's annoying as shit. It's worse than
He's
a
just
rooster.
lonely.
Right.
Because it's saying alone.
And
Oh,
what makes
no.
it worse is we send one of our kids, who is the better chicken catcher,
Yes.
to go round up the chicken. We're like, today's your day. Go
This is your
handle
time
it
to shine.
for us. Yep, go handle it. She gets the chicken, brings it over to the new coop, and then it's like, wait, I have a chicken in my hand. I can't open the door and put it in without losing it. So, but because the door was open where she just pulled it out, she went back and put it back in. So, all right, no problem. Sure enough, that night, Coyote finally gets his way, goes in and has chicken dinner.
Had a snack.
The next day, the girl is not happy that she maybe
Killed the chicken.
had a part in that chicken's death.
And you didn't even get to eat chicken.
And we didn't even get to eat chicken.
It was half eaten already.
So that's part one. But I'm
Oh,
thinking,
and only ate half
Did you
of
mention that every time she goes to McDonald's, she has a part in killing a chicken?
no, she's
No.
good with that. And we weren't going to bring it up, jackass.
Just saying.
it.
So anyway, I'm thinking, all right, I got rid of this chicken carcass now. I'm going to be freaking living the dream because I only have to walk to one chicken coop in the morning to feed chickens.
Right.
Not two.
Sure enough, that afternoon, I get a phone call. Oh, well, for some reason, there's 2 chickens in the old coop with the door open. So they got out
Oh,
of
they
here.
got out and went back.
And they went back and are just waiting, like, we're back here. We're
Guys.
hoping you'll shut the door. And so,
Did they get
Relocated.
Did they
So-
get eaten?
no,
Well, they'll
no,
be
then
looking.
I got them again. So now they're back in and unhappy, back with the new.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many chickens do you have? Bill?
7.
I thought you had more than that. I thought you were up in
No,
the
we're
double
not-
digits.
Well, we have at times, but we don't
But
today.
Coyote's been eating them?
No, that was the
Coyotes,
fox.
it was the fox got 21 in a day.
Oh, yeah?
It was
Yeah,
the
Mother's Day, what,
massacre.
like three, 4 years ago?
Yeah,
On Mother's Day, we go out for a half hour, middle of the day.
for ice cream.
Now, mind you, the chickens had been free range and around the yard for 3 years to that point.
Mm-hmm.
3 years, no problem, no killings, no nothing. Everybody's happy. They walk around, they look at the hawks, they don't care, everything's good. We go out for ice cream on Mother's Day, come back a half hour later, just 20 dead chickens all over the yard, or 17,
Yeah.
I
Foxes
think.
are assholes like
17 were dead. You know, not dragged off, not eaten.
that. Yeah.
I'm told that, you know, they're training their babies how to
No,
kill. or
sometimes
some
sometimes
crap.
they just do it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the neighbors said they saw the fox, like a mangier looking one with babies.
Yeah. Yeah, there's we've got a few in our yard. I've had a few
It
cats
was definitely a
disappear.
coyote
I
that got
actually
him this time.
had the day off last week, and I had this cat that just every time I would see it, it'd be inside the house, outside the house, just meowing at the door. As soon as I went over to open the door, it'd freak out and run away. So it never came in or out. It just made this noise nonstop. So I had the day off the other day. Everybody else was at school and work, and so the cat wasn't there anymore. You know,
What a treat.
yeah, and I thought that was a good little thing, and nobody said anything. Like, no, apparently this wasn't annoying anybody else, but nobody's missing the cat. And I just have the plan like, oh, must the foxes.
That problem
foxes
took
must have
care
got
of
it.
itself.
Yeah, foxes must have got it. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, no, I took care of that guy. That masked motherfucker.
It's bad. We
I thought you had a few in your neighborhood, right?
you know, you
Foxes
sent
or
me some
cats?
kind of text
Cats
message
that
about
disappear.
Yeah.
some kind of critter in your hood, in your pickup.
Oh yeah, woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
Yeah. I was let the dogs out, and they were barking, running around my car and barking. So I went outside, and the little one kept getting underneath the car and barking. And so I went out there and I looked under the car. There wasn't anything under there. And so I opened the hood and looked down there. Sure enough, under my engine, by the strike plate underneath your, your underneath your engine, underneath your hood there's a woodchuck running around, climbing around inside of there. And I brought the dogs back inside, and he climbed out of there and took off. And I let the dogs loose again, but he was too far gone by that point. They couldn't catch him. But they've been chasing this guy. And then the little one, he was underneath the house. And the little one chased it underneath the house and then got stuck under there. And I had to dig a hole next to my house so the dog could climb back out. But they still haven't gotten this bastard. And I'm really
eat
counting.
everything.
Yeah, the dogs eat everything too. They have no tolerance for this. They'll chew them up as soon as they can catch them. He's just too fast for him right now.
Bring him over. We got more.
He's
Yeah?
too fast for me, my woodchuck. So I shot one
Yeah.
the other day, but there's still one.
Yeah, they're like packs of them. And last year, my little Chihuahua dog got into a nest and ate all the babies, and so that solved the problem for the year. But she hasn't gotten anything yet this year.
We have
I had all kinds of vining vegetables growing, cucumbers, beans, everything. I ate all the leaves off and left all the stems with the little branches off of it, but no leaves. So everything died. I was going to have a guest sniper.
guest night. She wants to insult me and imply that maybe a
That
real
you
man
need
could
a
come
real
and
man would take care of that
take
problem.
care of that.
I don't know if you know any guest snipers though.
I know one.
Do you? All right. Well, you better call him up. Better call him up and get him in here.
That's what I kept saying. There's some kind of argument about sharpshooter or expert or what is it? The military rankings.
Oh yeah.
Marksman, sharpshooter, expert is the order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got all of those, and I don't know how to operate weapons at all. They just give those things out.
They do just give those out.
Just keep shooting until you get
No,
10 in
yeah.
a row, and then we'll give you the ribbon.
Don't
Yeah.
tell me that.
When
Yeah,
I
it's
did
like-
my pistol qualification, I had this Glock, and it would jam where every maybe fourth bullet didn't fire. And so I'd just keep ejecting it and dumping it on the ground because the guy didn't clean his guns, the guy who had it. So, all right, no problem. So every fourth bullet I'd dump on the ground. Guy's like, well, those must all been bullseyes because I can't count them. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Expert, put the ribbon on my chest.
Yeah, no, in the Navy, it's really,
Oh, you didn't hit
The
the deck of
pistols?
the ship?
yeah,
Expert.
exactly. The pistols, I remember the pistol
We did.
thing, it was like really like a shot of like 10 feet away.
Not for the
It's
ribbon
not-
qual, but to qualify as like a weapons handler, we did off the back of the ship, and there was no target. You're just shooting,
Yeah.
and they were
I
like,
did
"Oh,
that.
you didn't hit the ship, and the bullet come back at us. You're next.
Yeah.
You're good." I'm like, "Put the ribbon on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's good."
Yeah, no, I got that same kind of ribbon.
We did have 50 cal with tracers, though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did that. So
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
I remember on my ship they a life raft accidentally deployed, self-deployed, and just went off and was floating around, and the gunner's mates went up there, and we were circling that thing for a half hour where they shot 50 cals at it, and none of them could hit it.
No.
None of them could hit anything.
Do you have the killer tomato? Did you guys ever do that?
No.
So what they do is they have something called the killer tomato, where a plane tows a cable with a giant red balloon on it.
Mm.
And you take your 5-inch guns, or whatever guns your ship has, and you shoot at it. Well, what's cool with Navy, whatever, I think, call them guns, I don't know what the hell it is, but the 5-inch gun, you twist the end of the missile to set a certain time of when you want it to explode. So the idea is you want to shoot the bullet so that it gets near the target and then explodes, and then that's what kills it. You don't actually expect to hit the target. You just want it to explode near the target when you're shooting it up.
So the
in the air.
timer is really the
key.
the key.
So we would shoot these 5-inch rounds, and it would explode and take out the big tomato pulled by the plane. And I always wondered who the guy in the plane is
Nice.
and how smart
What did
he
you
is
do?
that-
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you
They were
do?
getting this job. But teach his own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we should let these poor people get back to their lives.
Yeah, we can wrap it up now.
Yeah, you're all right. A full hour.
Yeah, we
is
just did an
good?
hour. I just saw a clock over. We're good.
All right. So, with that, anything you want to add? Nothing?
No, I got nothing.
All right. So you can tell us how much you don't like the beer episode by going to preppingbadass@gmail.com. You can tell us that you really like Kevin's beard at preppingbadass.com. And then you can tell us how awesome my beard is by leaving a review on the iTunes. And tell us how fascinated you are when you see this beard. And otherwise, you can follow us on Twitter at preppingbadass. And there's a link to our Facebook and Patreon if you think we need some money to buy better clothes. So with that, stay safe, and we will see you next week.